everyone. After so many days, I'm back again with another topic. In the previous class, we have discussed about the multiplication of integers, and it's almost 1 month ago. And due to some reasons, I can't make a video about this class, so sorry for the inconvenience. And again, now today, I'm going to tell you about the properties of integers as well as the division of integers. Okay. So still we are in the integers part, so we are going to do properties of integers. So what is a property of integer? I think you have already did a brief introduction in your previous class. If you remember it, it's well and good. And if not, don't worry, I'm going to remind you once again in this class. Okay, properties of integers. So we have different types of properties like closure property, commutative property, associative property, and distributive property, and so on. Okay, in this class we are going to learn the properties of integers. There are commutative, closure, distributive, and associative, as well as additive inverse, multiplicative inverse, additive identity, and multiplicative identity. So what is a property? So what is the first property we are going to discuss today is, first property is closure property. Okay, closure property. And these properties we will check under arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. First we are going to check it under addition. Okay, first I'll check the closure property under addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. Next I'll move on to the next property. Okay, so first property is closure property, that is in the addition. So what is a closure property? If we add two integers, then the result will also be a integer. Okay, for example, let me take a is equal to -10 and b is equal to 2. Here -10 is a negative integer and b is equal to 2 is a positive integer. When I add these two numbers, the result will be also an integer. -10 plus 2 is -8. These two are integers. The result is also an integer. That means integers follow closure property under addition. So we can say that integers are closed under addition. That means integers follow closure property under addition. If you want to check, you can do a few more examples like this. Take two integers and you can add those integers and the result will be also an integer. So that means how can we write? If a, b are integers, if a, b are integers, then a plus b is also an integer. Okay, if a, b are integers, then a plus b is also an integer. Okay, and next one, closure property under multiplication. Okay, closure property under multiplication. So I am going to do with the same numbers. A is equal to -10 and b is equal to 2. So this is multiplication. So what we have to do, we have to multiply. That means a into b. So -10 into 2 is -20. See, these are two integers and the result is also an integer. So we can say that integers follow closure property under multiplication. Okay, integers follow closure property under multiplication. So we can say that a into b is also an okay, is a and b is also an integer if a and b are two integers. Okay, and in the next case we will see with subtraction. Okay, I'm going to do with multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction. Again same examples. A is -10, b is equal to 2, a minus b, that means -10 minus 2 is -12. Here also when I apply two integers, the result is also a integer. So in the same way, integers are closed under subtraction. Okay, integers are closed under subtraction, and we can say that if a, b are two integers, a minus b is also an integer. Okay, and in the same way we will do with one more application, that is with division. Okay, same example I'm going to take again. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 2. Now a by b, that means a by b is equal to minus 10 by 2. 2 into 1, 2 into 5. The result is minus 5. Here the result is integer. But in this case, not every integers give the result with the integer. Okay. Let me do one more example. If I take a is equal to minus 4, b is equal to minus 8, I have to divide this a by b. That means minus 4 by minus 8. Minus minus are going to cancel. 4 ones, 4 twos. The remainder is, the answer is 1 by 2. Is 1 by 2 an integer? No, this is a rational number. So when we divide two integers, the answer is a rational number. So integers are not closed under division. Okay, integers are not closed under division. This is all about the closure property. Okay, we have done addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. So in the case of addition, integers are closed. Okay, in the case of multiplication also integers are closed in closure property, and subtraction also it follows, but in division it doesn't follow the closure property. Okay, this is the first type of the property of integers. Okay children, everyone make down a clear note like this in your notebook. Okay, next we are going to see about the next property, that is commutative property. Okay, commutative property. Again here also we are going to do it for addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. First I am going to start with addition. So what is a commutative property? I think you all know about this property very well. If we add two numbers, a plus b is equal to b plus a, this is a commutative property. That means let me take a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2. Okay, when I add a plus b, what is a plus b? 1 minus 2. I mean 1 plus of minus 2, that is 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. The result is minus 1. In the same way, when I take RHS, that is b plus a. What is b? Minus 2 plus 1. What is the result? Minus 1. That means a plus b is minus 1 and b plus a is also minus 1. That means LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, LHS is equal to RHS. So this is a commutative property. That means if a and b are two integers, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. So we can say that addition is commutative for integers. So what can we say? Addition is commutative. This is known as commutative property. Okay, addition is commutative for integers. Addition is commutative for integers. Okay, you can try a few more examples. Let me take 4 and 5. What is 4 plus 5? 9. 5 plus 4 is also 9. So LHS will always be equal to RHS when we add two integers. So we can say that addition is commutative property. Okay, next we are going to do with multiplication. Okay, next one is multiplication. Multiplication means what we have to do? A into b is equal to b into a. Okay, so again a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 2. So what is a into b? 1 into minus 2. Answer is minus 2. What is b into a? Minus 2 into 1. Answer is minus 2. Here also LHS is equal to RHS. So we can say that multiplication is commutative for integers. We can say that multiplication is commutative for integers. Okay, next let us do with subtraction. Let us do with subtraction. So how can we say that a minus b is equal to b minus a? Let me take again the same example. A is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 2. Okay, substitute. What is a minus b? 1 minus of minus 2, that means 1 plus 2. Answer is 3. What is b minus a? Minus 2 minus 1. The answer is minus 3. Here a minus b is 3, b minus a is minus 3. LHS and RHS are not equal. So we can say that subtraction is not commutative. Subtraction is not commutative. Okay, subtraction is not commutative for integers. Okay, you can try a few more examples in this way. I'm going to tell you about only one example. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can take a few more examples and you can verify it by yourself. Okay, let us do with subtraction. A1 b is minus 2, that means a by b is equal to b by a. Okay, so what is a by b? 1 by minus 2. What is b by a? Minus 2 by 1, that is minus 2. That means this answer is minus 1 by 2. This is minus 2. Both are not equal. So in this case, division is not commutative for integers. Okay, division is not commutative for integers. So in case of commutative property, we can say addition is commutative for integers, multiplication is commutative for integers, and both the subtraction and division are not commutative for integers. Okay, and this is all about commutative property. And the next property we are going to see is associative property. Okay, the third property is associative property. So in this one, first I am going to do with the addition. Okay, so let me tell you the formula. Let me take three integers a, b, c. The condition is a plus b plus c must be equal to a plus b plus c. A plus b plus c must be equal to a plus b plus c. Okay, if a is equal to minus 2, b is equal to 3, 5 is equal to 6. Okay, I am going to substitute these three values in this equation. Okay, first take this one. A is minus 2 plus 3, close the bracket, plus 6 is equal to, what is a? Minus 2 plus 3 plus 6. Okay, that means, what is this? 3 minus 2 is 1 plus 6 is equal to minus 2 plus 3 plus 6 is 9. So 1 plus 6 is 7 and 9 minus 2 is also 7. That means LHS is equal to RHS. So what can we say here? The integers follow associative property under addition. So we can say that integers follow associative property. Integers follow associative property under addition. Okay, integers follow associative property under addition. Okay, in the next case we will do with multiplication. We are going to do with multiplication. Okay, so if we take a, b, c as three integers, that is a into b into c. We have to just replace this addition with multiplication here. A into b into c. Okay, so here I am going to do with the same example. A is minus 2, b is 3, c is equal to 6. Sorry, this is c. Okay, now substitute this. Minus 2 into 3 into 6 is equal to minus 2 into 3 into 6. So what is 3 into minus 2? Minus 6 into 6 is equal to minus 2 into 3 into 6 is 18. Okay, so 6 into 6 is minus 36. 2 into 18 is also minus 36. So here also LHS is equal to RHS. So we can say that integers follow associative property. Integers follow associative property under multiplication. Okay, and next we are going to do with subtraction. Okay, same way, take A, B, C and replace this multiplication with minus sign. A minus B minus C is equal to A minus B minus C. Okay, let us do this. A is equal to minus 2, B is equal to 3, C is equal to 6. So A is minus 2, B is minus 3, minus 6 is equal to A is minus 2 minus 3 minus 6. Okay, what is minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 and minus 6? This is minus 2 minus 3. So it will become minus 5 minus 6 is minus 11 is equal to minus 2. This is minus into minus plus 3. So the answer will become minus 11 is equal to 1. Here see, the LHS is minus 11, RHS is 1. So this is not equal. So we can say that integers do not follow associative property under subtraction. Okay, we can say that integers do not follow associative property under subtraction. Okay, and last final case is division. Okay, A, B, C are 3 integers. Replace this minus with division. Okay, so how can we write this? A divided by B whole by C is equal to A by B by C. Okay, so A is equal to minus 2, B is equal to 3, C is equal to 6. So A by B is minus 2 by 3. Okay, divided by 6 is equal to minus 2 divided by 3 by 6. That means 3 into 1, 3 into 2. Okay, we can write this by 6 as into 1 by 6. We can write this as minus 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. So 2 into 1, 2 into 3. So minus 1 by 9 is equal to minus 1 by 4. Here LHS is not is equal to RHS. So we can say that integers do not follow associative property. Integers not follow associative property under division. Okay, integers not follow associative property under division, and this is all about the associative property. Okay, in addition, subtraction, integers follow both the applications. So but in coming to subtraction and division, they do not follow associative property. Okay, and the next property we are going to see is distributive property. Okay, coming to distributive property, we don't have different segregations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Here we can see distributive property along with the multiplication and addition both in one application. Okay, that means A into B plus C is equal to, we have to distribute this, A into B plus A into C. Okay, so here we can see the multiplication as well as a addition. So we don't have separate addition multiplication properties for this distributive. Okay, A into B plus C, this is a multiplication with distributive addition. Okay, we have to distribute this A into B plus A into C. Okay, so take in this we have to get both LHS and RHS must be equal. Okay, take some example. A is equal to 2, B is equal to minus 1, C is equal to 3. substitute these three values in the above equation. Okay, so a is 2 into minus 1 plus 3 is equal to 2 into minus 1 plus 2 into 3. So 2 into minus 1 plus 3 is 2 is equal to 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 plus 3 2s are 6. Here 2 into 2 is 4. 6 minus 2 is also 4. We can say LHS and RHS are equal. So how can we say that? We can say the multiplication distributes. The multiplication distribute. This is a distributive property, so it distributes over. The multiplication distributes over addition of integers. Okay, the multiplication distributes over addition of integers. Okay, and the next one is identity. Okay, and the next one is additive identity. Additive identity. What is additive identity? Additive identity is if we take two integers, if for any integer, if suppose a is an integer, when we add 0, the answer will be the integer. When we add something to the 0, the answer will be something. In the same way, when we add any number to the integer, the result will be an integer. Okay, let me take a is an integer. If a is an integer, a is equal to 1, add 1 to 0, 1 plus 0 is 1. Same way, 2 plus 0 is 2. When we add something to 0, the answer will be something. When we add an integer to 0, the result will be an integer. So this is additive identity. We can say 0 is the additive identity for integers. Okay, we can say that 0 is additive identity for integers. Okay, and next we have additive inverse. Next one we have is additive inverse. Additive inverse. So what is additive inverse? When we take an integer, if plus a, what is the inverse of this? Minus a. When we take minus 1, the additive inverse is plus 1. Means if we add these two numbers, the result must be 0. Okay. For example, a. What should I have to add here to get 0? Minus a. Okay. Let me do with example. 1 plus 1 is an integer. What is the additive inverse? Minus 1 means the result is 0. In similar way, minus 2 is the integer. We have to add plus 2 to get 0. So this is the additive inverse. So how can we say this? For any integer a, for any integer a, there will be an integer minus a. Okay, for every integer a, we can write it additive inverse. A plus minus a is equal to 0. Then we can say that both the integers are additive inverse to each other. Both the integers are additive inverse to each other. Okay. In the same way, we have multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. So what is multiplicative identity? In the additive identity, 0 is the additive identity. Here 1 is the multiplicative identity. For any integer, if we multiply with 1, the answer is integer. For example, if I multiply 1 with 1, the answer is 1. If I multiply 2 with 1, the answer is 2. That means for any integer, a into 1 is equal to 1 into a is equal to a. If we multiply 1 with any number, the answer will be any number. Okay, the same way, if we multiply any integer with 1, the answer is also an integer. So 1 is the multiplicative identity, 0 is the additive identity. And the last among the properties of integers is multiplication by 0. We already know this. When we multiply any number with 0, the answer will be 0. Okay, 1 into 0 is 0, 2 into 0 is 0, 5 into 0 is 0, 0 into 100 is also 0. When we multiply any number with 0, the answer is 0. So we can say that the product of an integer, the product means multiplication, the product of an integer and 0 is 0. Got it? And this is all about the properties of integers. And let me show you a few more examples on this. And if you are following the SSC class 7 mathematics textbook, then in the chapter integers you can find exercise 5 with the application of these examples. Okay, exercise 5. So first question is, so this is the first question. By looking this question, we can tell what the property is. So it is clearly shows that this is a distributive property. Yes, distributive property with addition. So first we have to try to solve these LHS and RHS. The both results must be equal. Okay, let us do it together. 18 into 7 plus of minus 3. You also come and do along with me. Okay, so that will be easier when simplification. So plus into minus is minus. So 7 minus 3 is equal to, what is 18 into 7? 126. Plus 18 into 3 is 54. Here we have minus. So answer will be minus 54. Okay. Again 18 into 7 minus 3 is 4 is equal to 126. Plus into minus is minus 54. Okay. Now 18 into 4. What is 18 into 4? 72. 126 minus 54 is also 72. So here we can see that LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore, LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. So what is this property? This property is distributive property. Okay. Distributive property. And the next one. So what is this? Yes, this is also distributive property. Okay. Come, we'll do, you also do along with me. Minus 21 into minus 4 plus minus is minus 6 is equal to, minus into minus is plus. 21 into 4 is 84. Okay. Plus. Here also minus into minus is plus. So what is 21 into 6? 126. Okay. Now minus 21 into minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10. 84 plus 126. 210. Here minus into minus is plus. 21 into 10 is 210. RHS is also 210. So this also LHS is equal to RHS. LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. Okay. Next question. For any integer A, what is minus 1 into A is equal to? Minus 1 into A, this is a multiplication. So when we multiply an integer with minus 1, what is answer? Minus 1 into A is minus A. When we multiply a positive integer with a negative integer, the result will be always a negative integer. Okay. Okay. So in the same way, try to solve this question. Determine the integer whose product with minus 1 is 5. Product with minus 1 is 5. What we have done here, minus 1 into A, when we multiply a negative integer with a positive integer, the answer is negative integer. Here, the result is a positive integer. So, what we have to multiply? We have to multiply with a negative integer. Minus 5. So, minus into minus is plus. 1 into 5 is 5. So, the answer is minus 5. Okay. Now, we will try to do a few more examples with multiplications and additions. Okay. So find the product using suitable properties. 26 into minus 48 plus minus 48 into minus 36. Here plus into minus is always minus. Okay. What is 26 into 48? 1248. Okay, you just do the multiplication. Plus minus into minus is always plus. So what is 48 into 36? 1728. Okay, so this is minus and this is plus. What we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. Okay, so when we subtract 1728 with 1248, the result will be 480. Okay, 480. In the same way, we'll do some more problems. Next one, 8 into 53 into minus 125. Here these two are positive integers and this is a negative integer. So plus into plus is plus, plus into minus is minus. So the answer will be minus. So we have to multiply these three numbers. When we multiply these three numbers, we will get 53,000. So answer is minus 53,000. Okay. Next one, 15 into minus 25 into minus 4 into minus 10. Here this is positive, this is a negative. So plus into minus is always a minus. Minus into minus is plus. Plus into minus is minus. So the answer will be in minus. So multiply 15 into 25 into 4 into multiply all these numbers. So we will get, after multiplying all these numbers, 15,000. Okay. You just do the multiplication first with these two numbers and with these two numbers. Okay. We will get the answer. Don't simply write 15,000. Okay. Just do the multiplication in your rough notes. Okay. And the next one, minus 41 into 102. Okay. This is a positive number. This is a negative number. So the answer will be in negative number S. When we multiply these two numbers, we will get 4,182. Okay, next one. 625 into minus 35 plus minus 625 into 65. In this case, first we have to multiply the numbers. Okay, multiply these two numbers and multiply these two numbers. Okay, then add both the numbers. Okay, when we multiply 625 into minus 35, we will get minus 21,875. This is minus and this is plus, so we will get minus. Plus, this is minus and this is plus, this is also we will get with minus. When we multiply 625 with 65, we will get 40,625. Okay, plus into minus, we have to plus. When we add these two numbers, we will get minus 62,500. Okay, this is the final answer. First we have to do the multiplication of these two numbers and these two numbers, then add both the results, we will get the answer. Next one, minus 17 into minus 29. Here minus into minus is plus. When we multiply 17 into 29, we will get 493. Okay. Next, 7 into 50 minus 2. First we have to clear the bracket. So 7 into what is 50 minus 2? 48. What is 7 into 48? 336. Right. Next one, 57 into minus 19 plus 57. What I have said in the previous problem, we have to multiply these numbers. Okay. What is minus into minus? That is plus. So 57 into 19. So 15 into 19 is plus 1083. This is plus 57. So when we add these two numbers, we will get 1140. So in this way, we have to do the multiplications and divisions with additions with integers. Okay. Okay. Next, we are going to see the division with integers. Okay. Divisions with integers. First one we will see with division by 0. Okay. When we divide any number with 0, the answer is not defined. Okay. When we divide any number with 0, the answer is not defined. But if we divide 0 with any number, the answer is 0. Okay. Just don't confuse. When we divide, for example, let me tell you with an example. If I am going to divide 5 by 0, 5 by 0 is not defined. Okay, we can't define this answer. If 0 by 5 means we can say this as 0. Okay. So how can we say? For any integer a divided by 0 is not defined, but 0 by a is 0. Okay. And the next rule is division by 1. Division by 1. When we divide any number with 1, for example 8, minus 8 by 1 is minus 8, 11 by 1 is 11. Okay, we can simply ignore the 1 in the denominator. Okay, so here we can say for any integer a by 1 is always a. Okay. Okay, I am going to do a few examples for this division. Okay, minus 25 by 1. So minus 25 by 1 is 25. Okay, what is the answer for this? Here we have to, by what number we have to divide to get the result minus 49? We have to divide with minus 49. Okay. Next one. 50 by 0. What is 50 by 0? Okay. 50 by 0. I already said that here. 5 by 0 is not defined. In the same way, 50 by 0 is also not defined. Okay. Next, 0 by 1 is 0. Okay. In this way, we try to solve the division of integers also. So, in this class, we have seen the properties of integers along with the division of integers and a few more examples on these two topics. Okay. In the next class, I am going to do some working problems regarding these integers. Okay. In the next class, I am going to close the integers chapter. So, in whatever I have taught you in today's class and the previous class, so make a note each and every example problem in your notebook. Okay. And try to solve a few more examples depending on the properties of integers. Thank you for watching.